Well, I started looking at how I'm going to join the two cars together, and this is fine. I looked inside let's see if I get a view here for you, inside the pocket, and it's all right. There's nothing really particularly rotten about it. However, I can't say the same for the passenger side. This obviously isn't that pretty. I was already kind of anticipating at least replacing the rocker facial piece. I'm looking at maybe trimming this out now, and I don't know. At this point, I'm pretty sure that because of how unhealthy everything is, I may actually cut, let's see if I get a pointer here, all the way from there to there out, get a better idea of where I can join it. Now, like I said, the other side, I just found a rot hole in this, so I may actually have to go through and fab all of this up on both sides between the two. Not that that's that scary, it's just, you know, I was hoping I could reuse more. However, I'm running into even just dry fitment issues getting this up past these areas here, so I have to either make a choice and take one of them off to make this fit up in. Being as I'm looking at so much rot, it obviously would make more sense to take this out, but until I get a look inside here and see, you know, maybe it's healthier than it looks, or maybe it's absolutely completely unsalvageable, I may have to run stuff the whole length. You can see I have a pretty big rot hole here I had to deal with, which was pretty much one of the deciding factors on probably replacing this sheeting. But I may have to do a lot of bracing, which I wasn't in the mood for, but this car has tested my patience enough at this point. I really don't care. So I'm going to start making some lines and doing some measurements and cutting some stuff out. Alright, got that cut away. You can see my beautiful rot hole that was in there. Thought the rest of it was much better. It's actually not that bad. It's, you know, other than the hole, this bit back here, but some of that was salvageable. Probably could have put some rust converter on or whatever, but I don't really feel like messing with that. But I did find after I cut this, and I wasn't sure if it was because of where I cut the hole, or I cut the ran the cutter disc, but I don't know if I have to find out where the welds should normally be. But this whole thing, if I can get a hold of it, is movable. So I don't know if it was that shitty, or because to me up here it seems a little tight, and not just because the jack's there, obviously. So I don't know if potentially all these welds that would have held this in place rotted a long time ago, and this has actually been flexing up and down this whole time. But honestly, it looks like it'll be a simpler design than the many layers they have in here, so it might be a lot simpler to graft a piece of dimensional tubing in here and maybe basically make this more of a frame than not. I mean, not that unit bodies aren't essentially a frame, they're just not a true box frame sense. But just got to make sure I have room for my, I think this one and that one are the holes for where in the body panel where the skirting mounts to. But that's pretty much, looks like I can just hack that out and maybe get a better idea from there. Well, I cut that out and it just got better. You can see all this is shot, and there's just shit everywhere. Shit metal, rotten metal, rust. A lot of it bounced out actually when I was using the Sawzall. You can see right here, there's a layer of like rust flake. This kind of shit. Just nothing left. So, yeah. So it's kind of a good thing I dug into this, because this is pretty fucking bad. But nothing that's isn't fixable, just more work again. But oh well, cut some more and see what happens. Alright, got a little more pissed off and just started hacking shit up, because I'm gonna need to make it somewhat, well, more than somewhat sound, especially once I start modifying the motor down the road. You can see I cut a ton of this away. I'm not real happy with how fucked it is, but shit happens, so whatever. I actually started cutting out the floor pan some, because it was actually to the point where in like the corner here, you could actually I pushed on it with a screwdriver and it was kind of flexing. So I decided this just has to absolutely come out. I'm going to potentially see if I can join a section of this to this section here. But that's all going to rely on it actually, fitting all this up inside, which I'm still dealing with. But it's getting late. It's early in the morning now. Well, late in the morning. I'm going to go ahead and cut that out probably at another time. I want to get some sleep. Got to work this afternoon. But so, yeah, a lot more shit getting cut out. I'm going to try to get rid of more of the rot. Surprisingly, as bad as this all looks here, only some of the very bottom corner here was rotten on the other side. Some of the metal, I don't really know where it's laying here, but some of the metal was not too bad. I don't even can't find exactly what I'm looking for here, but overall it's just shit, so fuck it. I'd much rather have it be more structurally sound, and if I need to fab things together more, it's frustrating, but it's better in the long run for the strength of the car. So I'm gonna get some sleep. I work all weekend. Hopefully I can get something done here in a couple days.